on right behind them, and it's a bit of a difficult vantage point for those guys. Really, anywhere you are head on, you're kind of watching yourself play up on that screen. It can be a little bit distracting, and also in a venue this big, it's really a hockey arena. The depth of field is pretty deep, and it's a lot different than what most of these guys are used to playing on. And so a lot of guys will tell you when they first come here to practice and in some initial games, it's difficult to get your shooting rhythm down.
Absolutely, especially for teams like this. Drexel, who plays at the DAC. Nice block there by Ben Louis.
Colds going to have the N1 opportunity, so teams are getting these left and right in this ball game as some physical play isn't stopping either club from making good on these baskets.
Not at all, but back to what you were saying about the depth of field. The Convocation Center at James Madison is a very, very confined space. Not a lot of room underneath the baskets. Neither is the Daskalakis Center up in Philadelphia where Drexel plays their home games. It's a very, very tight arena, so these guys are not used to playing in big, expansive places like the Coliseum presents you with.
Drexel, though, you might remember that 88-44 thumping they took down at Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. And so that's a little bit of experience that they have playing in a big gym, and they really took their medicine in that ball game. But Gerald Colds puts Drexel back on top with that three-point play.
Good back-and-forth battle here all game long.
Julius Wells looking for space. Instead, he decides to go for the fadeaway. Bit of a settled shot, but Bowles comes away with the offensive board. Turns around McCoy, but he passes it. It's going to be Curtis now. Drains the three. It's a Pierre thump in his chest. He's feeling it.
Absolutely, and can't help but feel it when you get that open of a look. They don't get much prettier than that, and Pierre Curtis going to take advantage of that every time you give it to him.
Pierre Curtis mentioned after JMU's loss about a week and a half ago to VCU that despite the team being only 4-14 in the CAA, they're very confident. They're a really confident bunch, and he acknowledged that that might be a little bit weird, but it's true, and Pierre looked like he had a lot of confidence as he released that last shot.
I think it's the youth and naivety of them. They just don't know.
Fouch looking to go coast to coast, and he does. So Chris Fouch right there picks up his first bucket of the game in impressive fashion.
Good drive there by Fouch, getting to the rim and not letting the contact throw him off. That's what you like to see out of a young guy, when he's able to go up, use the dominant hand, and protect the ball with his body.
Louis running a little bit of the point here. Had some experience doing that with Curtis taking a seat on the bench. Ben Louis pretty proficient at the one and the two. Denzel Bowles now puts the ball on the ground. Daryl McCoy's done a good job against him. He tries to right there, but Bowles just goes around him with a little hook, and that one is good. So Bowles now quickly up to 7 points.
Only so much you can do with Denzel Bowles to keep him off the scoreboard, but so long. They kept him off the board for about 8 minutes, and really, that's got to make Bruiser Front at least somewhat happy. Not a whole lot Daryl McCoy could do there with Denzel Bowles as he drove into the paint.
So JMU still hanging around right now with the lead. Chris Fouch, though, tries to change that with some aggressive play, but Darren White is going to pick up his third, excuse me. He's whistled for the foul right there. And Fouch is just the kind of spark that Drexel needs. The Dragons 11-7 in the conference, JMU 4-14, and so a 7-game differential, but that doesn't seem like it's going to be a big factor in this game, and a lot of people were kind of predicting this one as a potential upset for the day.
Absolutely. We really thought that this was going to be the best game of the day, but as Fouch knocks down the first free throw, we didn't realize how good the last game was going to be. Hofstra just barely able to hang on against Georgia State, and what was really a terrific game. It was kind of got off to a slow start, not a lot of scoring early on, but as the game evolved, we really got to see the best of Joe Dukes and Player of the Year Charles Jenkins, and we'll get to see a little bit more of Charles Jenkins tomorrow when they take on Northeastern in what should be a really good ball game. Hofstra's playing about as good as anybody in the conference right now, and if I'm Northeastern, I'm very scared.
Spencer and Phillip check into the game for Drexel. Pierre Curtis works the point for JMU as Trayvon Flores is back in the game for the Dukes. Alawan Doof has also checked in. It's going to be Curtis right now. A little bit of contact, but he gets the ball to fall regardless. So Pierre Curtis and Denzel Bowles carrying the load as of the moment for the Dukes.
Curtis already into double figures now. Gotta like a point guard that can just leave the ball out there for himself and then go catch it.
Fouch from long range, short on that one. We have good position right there from Spencer. He tries to save it to a teammate. It's no good, but Fouch is the man who comes away with the ball on that long pass. Bit of a dangerous one from JMU, and the Dukes pay for it.
Looked like a NFL safety there. Just read the read the quarterback's eyes and stepped in front of it, picked that thing off, sent it the other way.
Spencer hands off to Fouch. Over to Phillip. A little bit of a slip right there from Harris, but regains his footing. Gets the ball down low to Spencer. Spencer loses control of it, and Doof gets it to Curtis. Curtis running the other way. Drexel, good job getting back on defense.
Gotta like the physicality there. Jamie Harris and Pierre Curtis going at it. These two really good point guards.
Curtis along the baseline, more contact right there, and this time he's gonna get the foul as he gets the ball to drop again. So Pierre Curtis, how do you like that? Pounds his chest, and he's really feeling the emotion of this game. I think he senses the upset potential.
Absolutely. Senior knows this is his last CAA tournament. He wants to make the most of it.
Absolutely. Pierre Curtis now registering big-time points as JMU takes the lead. Pierre is up to 12 points with a chance to push it to 13. So we're going to go ahead and step away from the Virginia 529 College Savings Plan CAA Men's Basketball Tournament. When we come back, Pierre Curtis steps to the line for JMU. This is CAAsports.com. Back at the Virginia 529 College Savings Plan CAA Men's Basketball Tournament from the Richmond Coliseum. 21 years of CAA Men's Basketball Tournament action here from the Coliseum. Second longest streak to just Madison Square Garden up in Manhattan. And the CAA likes their home here as the conference is celebrating its 25th anniversary, 1985 to 2010. And right now, it's JMU on top, 26-23, as the Dukes have been able to establish themselves right here. Pierre Curtis going strong to the hoop. He's done so on back-to-back possessions, and that time there was contact. He picked up the foul, and he'll try to push the Dukes up to a 4-point advantage.
Last time these two teams met, Pierre Curtis had 15 points. He's well on his way to eclipsing that mark. He knocks his free throw down. It'll put him at 13 for the ball game. Pierre Curtis having a really sharp first half.
No problem there from the line. So the Dukes are indeed up 4. And Drexel, I'm sure they've heard from Bruiser Flint that it's very hard to beat the same opponent 3 times in 1 year. McCoy goes up strong, no good. Flores knocks his own teammate Wells to the floor as Curtis is simultaneously pushing the break. Harris, though, pushes against Curtis, and I think Harris feels like he got kind of pinched right there.
A little bit. I think Parker could have been called for a moving screen there on the backside, but Harris not happy with the call. Second foul on him now, so 9 team fouls now, and Bruiser Flint not very happy with the officials. He's getting a little bit of an explanation. I think he saw what we saw in the Parker moving screen there.
Are you a little bit surprised that neither team, well, especially Drexel, though, has chosen to attack more down low, both on the floor at the moment, but when he was, try to push the issue right there since JMU's already in foul trouble and try to go to the line and get those fouls to go against Bowles?
I am a little bit surprised. I'm also surprised the fact that Drexel is 0 for 3 from downtown. Of their 24 shots, only 3 of those have been from downtown. I really thought that we'd see a lot more Chris Fouch and Jamie Harris shooting the ball from downtown. So I look for that to maybe be one of the halftime adjustments that they make.
Pierre Curtis, the senior, is exploding with 15 first half points, and he's putting the team on his back right now. His teammates out there on the floor, Flores, Louis, Wells, and Parker. Louis almost came away with a steal, but Drexel maintains it. 17 on the shot clock.
Pierre Curtis is fired up. He's playing good, hard defense.
Niesler, the beneficiary of that Coles air ball, and Gibbons goes up with it. They're going to count the bucket. as Sammy Givens will have an and one opportunity of his own. So that's got to be, what, the 6th and one opportunity combined with these two squads.
Seen a good many, and the entire JMU bench on that possession was asking for a travel. Coach Matt Brady asking for an explanation. I think they saw Harris maybe take an extra step along the sideline, but Sammy Givens doing a good job banging down low, and good job by the officials to give him the continuation on that.
So 4 points now. Make it 5, for Sammy Givens, as he more than doubles his output there on that one play. And there you go, attacking the rim like we were talking about. Wells on the right side swings the ball back and forth against Colds. It's Louis now with the ball. And we're going to get a foul away from the ball going against Pierre Curtis. That's 2 for him. And Pierre has no choice but to smile as he wanders back down the court.
Pierre Curtis all fired up, just playing aggressive. And that's what you're going to get sometimes from some of these guys. When you get fired up, you start playing aggressive. You get a little bit too aggressive and a little too out of control, and it's going to cost you a foul or two every now and then. Lucky it was on the offensive end. No free throw attempts there for Drexel.
Chris Fouch now controls for Drexel. Gets around a Niesler screen. Finds Colds. Colds bounce pass down low to Spencer. Spencer tries to go up, and Luis smacks it away, but we're going to have a foul. I believe that's going to be Flores. Flores will indeed get the whistle. That's his first of the game.
So a lot of fouls down low, getting to the line a good bit. We already have 13 free throws for Drexel, 8 for JMU. So a lot of free throws here in the first half of this ball game.
Spencer, not the best man at the stripe, just a shade under 56%. So he'll be stepping to the line for 2, though, as that was a shooting foul. We wouldn't be able to tell on that stroke that he barely shoots a Shaq percentage.
A nice touch there from Spencer, the big man, 6'8", senior out of Charlotte, North Carolina, excuse me. So nice touch there from the big man, Spencer.
Derek Thomas checks back into the game for Chris Fouch. Fouch yet to really find his niche in this ball game. Spencer rims out on the second. Scrum for the ball, and it's going to be Curtis who comes away with it. He's the beneficiary of some hustle from his teammates. Wells to his left. It's Parker. Parker around to Curtis. A lot of movement now from JMU. Louis has his back to him right now, though. He tries to go up strong, and looked like goaltending, and they're finally going to call it right there, as that ball was well over its peak.
He went way up there to get that thing, but that ball was on its descent. But gotta like the way somebody's able to go up. Bruiser Flint not happy with the call, but it might have been at its highest point, but it looked to me like it was going its way down.
I think you got to register the 2 points right there. Bruiser might need to check that contact prescription. Colds down low to Spencer. Spencer too strong off the glass. Curtis tries to save it, and he does not, and so his foot was on the baseline. That ball is going to go back to Drexel.
And Spencer, hands on his head, really frustrated after missing that shot underneath. Good look underneath by Harris, or Colds, excuse me, but Spencer just went a little too strong off the glass. But Drexel keeps the ball underneath the basket, chance for Spencer to possibly redeem himself.
So Harris controls for Drexel. Fresh shot clock for Dragons, and that one just rims out, but it's an offensive rebound, no good. Third chance now for Harris. He chooses to reset as Fouch is back in the game. He finds Colds. Fouch is looking for the ball back. Colds slips and falls to the deck hard, and Ben Louis doesn't like it. He's going to get whistled for that foul. That's his second of the ball game. I think he's going to contend that Harris just slipped.
It looked like to me that when Harris went up, he just came down on his heels, and the floor may be a little damp there inside the paint, and just went down hard onto his back. But Ben Louis picking up his second foul. You're never going to be happy about that in the first half, no matter what the situation, but really don't like it when it sends a team to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
So Colds will step to the line. Front end of the rim on that one. And here we go. Here's a replay of what just happened. And it was Colds who went inside. He really did just slip. There might have been a little bit of a forearm or something, a little bit of help accelerating him. And Gerald Colds getting just under 10 points a game. Not a very good free throw shooter, though, for a guard. Normally those are the ones that you try to boost your team average. He misses both.
We're going to have a foul go against Drexel.